Welcome back to Epic Triviality. The Madam Web trailer looked bad. Sony has so many cool characters to choose from, it almost feels deliberate at this point. Here are 27 movies Sony should have made instead of Madam Web. Silver Sable. Sylvia Sablinova is a mercenary who fights with and against superheroes. Her character would be perfect for a Winter Soldier-esque spy thriller. Spider-Woman. In addition to being arguably the most badass spider person, Jessica Drew is a skilled spy, an expert in hand-to-hand combat. She could even team up with Silver Sable. Cardiac. Elias Wertham, once a surgeon, becomes a vigilante after the death of his brother and is disillusioned with the healthcare system. Scream. An offspring of the Venom symbiote, she could be played as a villain or anti-hero depending on which host they would use. Sandman. Bring Thomas Hayden Church back so we can see his face this time. His character in Spider-Man 3 was compelling. I want to see more of him. Sleeper. Another symbiote offspring. Sleeper is the most independent and possibly the most level-headed symbiote. Plus, he spends his time in the form of a cat. Wraith. Yuri Watanabe is a New York City police captain whose dissatisfaction with the justice system leads her to become a vigilante, using tools and tech confiscated from villains. Could have Carly Cooper in there as well, as a forensic tech or coroner. Silk. Cindy Moon was bitten by the same spider that bit Peter Parker, but she was locked away for years because of it. Her re-entry into the world could make for a captivating story and maybe a better place to introduce Ezekiel, the lizard. Dr. Kurt Connors has a rich history in the comics that has barely been touched on in the movies. Hallows Eve, a newer character with a great costume design. She would be perfect for a Halloween movie. Man-Wolf. J. Jonah Jameson's son is an astronaut who becomes a werewolf. Even if they couldn't get J.K. Simmons, it could be a good movie. Hobgoblin. A fan favorite in the comics due to his iconic outfit, any of the several iterations of the Hobgoblin could make for a spectacular movie. Spider-Girl. We've never seen a second-generation Spider-Person. Peter Parker and Mary Jane's daughter Mayday Parker would be a great one. Scarlet Spider. Ben Reilly is my favorite Spider-Man clone. Done right, he could be a great protagonist. Madam Web, the good one. Any fan of the 90s Spider-Man cartoon knows Madam Web could make for an intriguing story. Spider-Man Noir. A grittier Spider-Man who battles the criminal underworld of New York during the Great Depression. Null, the god of the symbiotes. Null is a somewhat recent addition to the comics, but he's left his mark already as one of the most powerful characters in Marvel Comics. Black Cat, possibly the best Spider-Man supporting character. Felicia Hardy is the best thief on Earth. That begs for a heist movie. Tombstone. A gritty movie showing the organized crime scene in New York, focusing on the dichotomy and shared history of Tombstone and the Daily Bugle's Robbie Robertson, would be great. Spider-Gwen. She is a fantastic character who was added in the Spider-Verse event. She could add a fresh spin on the Sonyverse. Agent Venom. Bring back Joe Manganiello as Flash Thompson with the Venom symbiote. It's a no-brainer. Mania. Andy Benton is a high school student who gets a portion of the Venom symbiote bonded to her when Flash Thompson saves her using it. This is a movie that could either follow up or lead into an Agent Venom movie. The Inheritors. Instead of bringing Ezekiel in first, they could have shown Morlun and his family devouring the Spider-Verse. Carnage Resurrection. Bring back Carnage, but maybe not Woody Harrelson. I love Woody Harrelson, but someone like Walter Goggins would be perfect. Miles Morales. Miles is such a great character with a great origin. Sony did it amazingly in animation. If they could make a live-action a fraction as good as Into the Spider-Verse, it'd blow Madame Web out of the water. Spider-Man 4. It would be a nice change to see a middle-aged Spider-Man dealing with adult problems. It would also be nice to see that universe again. The Amazing Spider-Man 3. Andrew Garfield's performance in No Way Home begs for a continuation of his story. What do you think? Which one of these would you want Sony to make?